A very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to learn chapter number 12 of class 8, friction. And today we will see the topic what is friction, what are the causes of friction, the factors affecting the friction, type of friction, friction in fluid. So first of all, see friction. What is friction? We know that in previous chapter we have learnt about force and pressure. So this chapter is also connected with previous chapter. So let's start now. Friction. The force which oppose the relative motion of between two objects the force which oppose the relative motion between two objects in contact is called friction. So in another words, we can say that friction is a force that opposes the motion of the object. Now we will see the causes of friction. Cause of friction. Friction is caused by the interlocking the irregularities between the surface Actually, we know that surface are generally two types, regular surface or smooth surface. Rough surface and smooth surface. Rough surface has more regularities. Smooth surface also has regularities, but they are not seen. But in case of the rough surface, you can see these irregularities clear. So the main cause of the friction is that is the irregularities between the surface, and when these surfaces interlock one and another, they act a force, that is the friction force, and this friction force opposes the motion of the objects. So this is the main reason of the cause of the force between two objects. Number 3, factors affecting the friction. There are mainly two factors which affecting the friction. One is nature of surface, and second is mass of the object. If surface are two type, one is smooth surface and second is the rough surface. We know that a smooth surface has less irregularities. So if surface is smooth, the friction is less. If the surface is rough, which has more irregularities, so the friction is more. Second things regarding the light object and the heavy objects. Light objects have less friction, so it is easy to apply the force, but heavy objects has more friction, so if we wanted to move it, we applied more force to move this. So the force of friction depends only two factors: nature of the surface and mass of the objects. If we wanted to increase the friction can be increased by using the rough surface. If we wanted to decrease the friction can be decreased by using of lubricants or by making the surface or making polished surface, we can reduce the friction. So friction can be increased or decreased by, I repeat again, friction can be increased by using a rough surface or heavy objects. Friction can be decreased by using a smooth surface and using as a lubricants. Now we will see the type of friction. Frictions is of three types. The first is static friction. The first is static friction. The second is sliding friction. And the third is rolling friction. Now we will see what is static friction. Static friction is a friction that is required. The static friction that is required to overcome the friction to move or to moving a objects from the rest. If an object in the rest or it is stationary, then we have to apply a force in the form of friction, and this force overcome the object from the rest and the object come into the motion. So such friction is known as static friction. I repeat again, the force that is required to overcome friction when an object starts from moving rest is known as static force. This type of the force we can apply it when the object which are stationary objects, they are not moving, most of the non-living things. Sliding force is the force that is required, the force that is required to keep a moving objects with a uniform speed is known as sliding friction, or the force which is required to keep a moving objects sliding one on another is known as sliding friction. Third is the rolling friction. Rolling friction is also friction that is required to keep a moving objects roll on one and another. We can take an examples. Our luggage bags has the roller, and these rollers, when we use these rollers, they reduce friction, so we easily can move. Or we know that a rolling friction is less than sliding friction, so it is easy to moving the objects comparative to push whether sliding or rolling. We need very less force. If we wanted to move a heavy objects, we can slide it, we can rolling is more easy, we can easily rollings. We see that in our vehicles the bell bearing balls are there, and these bearing balls are used to reduce the friction. Now we will see friction in fluid. Friction in fluid, the force, the frictional force exerted by a fluid is called fluid friction. It is also called drag. We use the another term for the frictional force, that is the drag. So it is a force that is exerted by a fluid. It may be fluid means the substance they can flow, like you know that the liquids have this nature of fluidity, the gases also have this nature of fluidity, and the force of friction depends on three factors: frictional force, fluid force, is depend on number one is shape of object, second is nature of fluid, and the third is speed of the object with respect fluid. So the fluid force or the fluid friction depends on three factors: shape of the object. We know that the objects which are moving in water, like the fishes and the submarine, the objects which are moving in the air have the streamlined body. This streamlined body reduce the friction and help them to move in air, also protect from the wastage of energy. Second thing, speed of the object with respect of the fluid. If an object is moving more speed in air, like aeroplane in air and submarine in the water, so it the such fluid applied more force, so it required more energy to overcome the such type of the friction. Nature of the fluids, you can take example, this frictional force is less in air but it is more in the water, that is dependence in the nature of fluids. You can see another applications also. The shape of our vehicles is also designed such a way that when they move, when they running with a particular high speed, so the minimum force can be exerted on them, so they can easily move. The force, the friction is also necessary evil. We know that friction causes wear and tear, wastage of the energy, but the another side, friction is also very useful in our day-to-day life. You can take examples evenly from ourselves. Our shoes has grips. The tires of vehicles also has grips to increase the friction. If they do not have grip, soles of shoes do not have grip, we cannot move easily. At the another side, the vehicles are also not move easily. So another you can take example, when we insert a nail in the wall, we need a hammer. So this process is also required the friction. So in our day to day life we have many applications of friction. So friction also help us, that's why friction is considered a necessary evil. So in today class we saw first of all what is friction, causes of the friction, factors affecting the friction, types of the frictions and their definitions, friction in fluid, that is fluid friction, its usage in our day to day life and the factors on which it depends. So I hope you have understood this video. In next video we will learn our new chapters. Thank you very much for watching this video.